facing criticism in recent months for shoddy cell door locks, is now on his way out. Late this afternoon, Department of Corrections Director Charles Ryan submitted a resignation letter to the governor.
And Ryan, he's led the prison system since 2009, but he's been a part of some pointed criticism from his own corrections officers. But the governor has actually praised him for making the real world transition for inmates much smoother. Team 12's Joe Dana live in the studio with more on this developing story. Joe?
In his letter to the governor, Charles Ryan said simply it's time to pursue new opportunities. But look, it's no secret. There was a lot of public pressure for him to leave. Calls for the resignation of the state's prison director in May now answered. Director Charles Ryan will be out in a month. Governor Doug Ducey paving the way for a graceful exit, saying in a statement Friday afternoon, Director Ryan has committed his life to serving in the corrections field for more than 40 years. His dedication to ensuring public safety and providing inmates a real second chance has made him a nationally recognized leader. In his resignation letter, Ryan counted among his proudest achievements the elimination of maximum custody for women and juvenile inmates. But some union members beg to differ about Ryan's legacy.
Should he be fired? The answer is unequivocally yes.
Earlier this year, prison video went public showing corrections officers struggling with inmates at a prison in Buckeye. Inmates could come and go from their cells. It revealed a systematic flaw that persisted for years. Governor Ducey called for an independent investigation.
We want to make certain that the correctional officers and prisoners are safe inside the prison. That's not what I saw.
Since being named to the post in 2009, Ryan has experienced other challenges. In 2014, a delayed 2-hour execution. The following year, an inmate riot at a private prison in Kingman. In 2018, Ryan was held in contempt of court for failing to make health care improvements. There were signs, though, that Ryan needed more support. For example, state documents revealed the DOC requested millions of dollars year after year to secure prison cells during Governor Ducey's tenure. A Ducey spokesperson said the DOC got just 20% of the money requested. Now, the timing here is interesting. I asked Governor Ducey's spokesman when the results of that independent investigation are expected to be finalized. He said later this month. The governor has not said when and how he'll go about hiring a new director. A prison reform group in Arizona wants a cross-section of experts to assist in that process. Joe Dana, 12 News.